Hi, everyone. We're here with Katie and Tessis from Team Heroic. Thank you very much for your time for this interview. And I'll jump right in with some questions. You have been in the top 10 in HLTV for about a year now. What do you think you need to reach number one to dethrone the previous major winners?
Well, yeah. Obviously, we have to beat the other teams that are in front of us. We have been so close in so many tournaments now, and yeah, it's getting quite annoying. And but yeah, it's part of the game, and we know it takes time to get to the top. But everyone in the team can feel it's so close. So everyone is really hungry for that win right now, and everyone is doing everything they can. And yeah, it's gonna happen at some point. It must be. So, yeah.
Certainly. You changed a lot in your training this past couple of weeks, since the major at least.
So we haven't changed that much in the way we train. We are sure that our fundamentals for our practice is already good. We're looking to maybe add some new strategies and stuff like this, but we also know that most of it comes down to making the right decision at the right time, and that's something that you learn with experience. So getting more tournaments under our belt is always good, and I think it's also just like the mental hurdle of needing to win one tournament. As soon as you do that, the next ones will become easier for us, and yeah, hopefully we can do that this week.
So you think you will snowball with tournaments?
That's the plan.
Nice. Changing the subject a little bit, how long do you think the Danish CSGO reign will last?
CSGO rain, like how good Danish CS are, or what?
Yeah, like, how do I explain this? Like, the biggest CSGO country
Yeah.
is Denmark. How long do you think that will last?
I think it will last for very long. I think the way Denmark is building like the school system up is like they're teaching freaking Counter-Strike and like all sorts of games. So I feel like in the future that's going to be a big part of it as to why it's going to keep growing, and Denmark is going to keep being in the top. But also as everyone sees, is the CIS region is also at the very top with Denmark. So those two countries are, yeah, they're pretty much like the same like amount. But I think CIS has been reaching a higher level recently. But yeah, I think the Danish country, and yeah, it's going to be in the top for very very long.
If there were a country to dethrone you, which would it be?
It's probably the CIS region, like Russia and Ukraine and stuff like this. But as Renee said, like in Denmark, it's part of like a lot of school programs and stuff. And I think it's very important for young people to still participate in their school and learn stuff there, make social competence and social connections. Like if you're 14 years old or 12 years old and you just drop out of school to have 120 hours past 2 weeks, you might get a little bit weird. Like look at some of my teammates, super good at the game. But
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's very important, like what you say, maybe they are gonna get like super skilled and so on, but they are not having like the social competence with like how to deal with problems, to deal with other like humans and problem solving and all of that.
I think there's a lot about like the Danish Counter-Strike is that you are very team orientated, right? And in order to be team orientated, you need to have like a lot of mutual respect and be able to take space, but also give space to each other. And I think that's only going to be more and more important as Counter-Strike progresses. So I think like that's why Denmark will, like Renee said, have like very good opportunities of staying on top for many years. Also because we've always been good at having like older players start coaching or take other parts of like esports. So they like take their knowledge and pass it on to the next generation. And yeah, Denmark is just OP. What can I say?
Very nice. Who do you think is the next Danish up-and-coming talent?
I mean, if I would have to name someone who maybe haven't really played big LAN events, I think a guy like Ster from Sprout is putting up some pretty good numbers. I don't know him like personally at all, like what he's like, but it looks like he's having a good time in Sprout. And I guess it's important also for the Danish scene at some point to bring him back. maybe he could be part of if Copenhagen Flames is rebuilding or something. I don't have any insight. I'm just saying it could be a good idea. But other than him, I think some people have talked about Buzz. I think you play some Faceit with him, so maybe you know about him.
Yeah, well, it's not like playing Faceit with him is not like telling me that much about him. But yeah, he definitely has some like raw skill. I think every young player in Denmark has some like a raw skill, skill-wise. I think what's the most important is like their mindset of how they're doing it, and how professional they are about their career and stuff. So it's hard for me to say because I don't know these people like personally. So for me to say they're up and coming, I want to know like every aspect of it. But they definitely have like the skill to become there at one point.
Fair enough. The 3 big tournaments that you guys won with this score were in the online era. Now that everything is slowly getting back to the old ways, how does it feel to be back on LAN?
Hvad hedder det der? Monkeypox, eller hvad hedder det? Hvad hedder det? Monkeypox? Pox? Yeah, like all the tournaments we won was basically during the COVID era, but I've heard that this monkeypox is coming to town, and maybe it's gonna keep people at home. It's gonna strengthen our chances of winning some more big tournaments. So we need that new pandemic. Yes, no, but like jokes aside, I think that you know, to win tournaments, unless you're like completely superior, you also need some stars to align, and yeah, we just need that in order to make it all the way. I think the competition is also just strong. Like the teams we usually fall short to is like FaZe and Na'Vi, and I mean, what can you say? They're just 2 super good teams. There's no shame in losing to them. Obviously, we are doing our very best to become better than them, but they're also just super good, and you have to give them credit for that.
Very good. So you fully believe you will win the next couple of LAN events?
I mean, you never know, right? But I think it would also be foolish by us to enter any LAN tournament and not thinking we can do it, because the potential is there. The results show that we make the playoffs every time. So it's about those small percentages, you know, 2 or 3 percentages. If they go our way, I mean, I think a lot of teams are also not hyped to play against us because they know that we are a super difficult team to play against with the way we play. We are a bit unorthodox and we take chances, and they probably also know that it's a question about time before we win LAN tournaments.
Very well. What do you think should be the next change in CSGO?
I don't know. I have said in a couple of interviews now that I think CS is like really good, like weapon-wise right now, and the amount of like how balanced everything is. So I don't know if there needs to be an update. I think the only thing you could change is the price of the silencer and move it up to as the A4. But I think like every gun is kind of balanced now, and the deagle is not like 2 body shots anymore. And the only thing is like silencer on long range is OP, but I don't know. I think it's fine as it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's good to change the price of the silencer, because the problem is with the current state of the economy that the CT's economy is so pressured, and especially in the second rounds, if the T's get a plant, like you're gonna play versus 3 AKs with what, farmers and MP9s, like good luck. I think that's more BS than the silencer how it is currently. So I think it should be changed, but maybe not the price. I don't know if it's good, but maybe just give it 20 bullets in the mag instead. You also remove some of the spamming possibilities, because I think that's one of the most annoying parts is people with the silencer, they just spam everything. There's not a smoke, a wall, something they're not shooting at, they're just giving it everything, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. It's like Renee said, the game is in a good state. It's in.
So, keeping up this changing subject, any opinions on the current map?
I mean, I also think it's good. Like, I don't mind if Train comes back, if Cobblestone comes back, if Tuscan comes back. I think maybe there can be like a bit more rotation than there is. But it's not like I don't like the current maps. I think they're all pretty good. Ancient could maybe need some changes. I think there's maybe too many walls you can spam from cave, and it's hard to plant the bomb on both the bomb sites. Other than that, I actually like most of the dynamics about like you can emphasize playing for mid control as terrorists, but you can also execute on the sides, both fast and slow. And I don't know, I think the maps are also pretty good. Like there's not much things which is broken, you know. You can also see it on the statistics on the half, you know. You can get T rounds, you can get CT rounds.
Yeah, it's becoming more balanced.
Yeah.
In the beginning it was quite CT-sided, but yeah.
If you could change one map, switch one map, what would it be?
I would switch Ancient. And I don't know what I would bring in. Okay, I would also switch those two because I hate those two, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, right now, like I said it in the other interview as well, I think a lot of times when you ask players like about what map they would change, they just say their perma ban, you know, the map they don't play as a team. Remove that and they can put in a new map and they can gain like a competitive edge. But yeah, for us, for me at least, it probably does too. But I also have a feeling, and like there's this vibe in the team that we know that if we start playing it, we can be really good on the map. But it requires a lot of time to play 7 maps. It's not something you can just do overnight, you know. So yeah, but maybe we'll play it here in Sparkasse.
Sparbank.
I keep saying Sparkasse. Sparbank Arena. Just wait for it. There's 2 heroic. Let's go.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Do you play any other games besides CSGO?
No, I don't play any other games. I don't bother with it. I have played a lot in the past, but since I became like pro and everything, I have actually like put everything else to the side. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play anything either. I just play CS. I just think maybe at least my rationale behind it is also like we use maybe 10 hours a day on Counter-Strike. So if you have to put more time into playing video games, that's just going to be like insanity at some point, you know. Like you will really have to have a lot of fun in order to do that. So yeah, I mean, if I can play with my friends, like, but we'll still play CS. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it takes a lot of time to become good in CS nowadays. You know, back in the days, 4 hours, a little bit of chill, a little bit of that. You know, but nowadays it's just 10 hours every day. And if you don't, you need to be insanely skilled naturally to keep up. And even that might not be enough.
Yeah, the metas keep changing in Counter-Strike. Do you carry your friends often?
Yes.
Like, are they Master Guardians?
I play Face It with them, and yeah, I carry them pretty hard. But I also teach them hard. You know, I mean, I am more angry at them than I am at my teammates because my teammates, they have a brain, you know, and my friends, they don't always have that. You know, like I accept that you can be worse individually, but I can't accept that you can't tell where you see people or what you hear or stuff like this. You know, so I'm like, what are you doing? And then they must also know a lot of key grenades for me, because in other ways it's not fun. Like if you play Inferno and they can't smoke CT and coffins, like what's wrong with you? You have 2,000 hours in the game and you can't smoke CT or coffins. You know, like then I don't want to play. Then I get like super angry. You know, so yeah.
Do skins really improve skill? What's your opinion on that?
Some of us has a philosophy in our team, and I think you should explain that. I don't have it. But
The Nemiga system.
Yeah, the Nemiga system.
There's like something called Nemiga vibe. It's something I think Stown and Refresh, they brought to the team, where where they lost some important game once to Nemiga, this team from Belarus, and yeah, they blamed it on the skins. They said that the skins the skins gave them bad vibes, so they had to exchange all their key skins, and they did that, and then they started winning games again. So ever since that, we've kind of had that sometimes where, like, yeah, Stown or Refresh or someone can say like, there's a Nemiga vibe over these skins, and then you have to change them. And I don't know when you change, but when I change my knives or gloves, I have like Stown on my one side and I have Refresh on my other side because I don't know anything about him, and they're like, these two, they don't fit too well, and and they make the combo for me, you know, with the gloves and knives. But it's nice.
All right, this one is for Tessus. Will you be on fire? Will there terrify?
Yeah, well, yeah, horrible. Kasper started that in the Royal Arena, but yeah, I hope so. Get some fire going in this arena.
He will.
It'll be fun.
He will destroy them.
I love to play in front of a crowd, and yeah, whenever people are yelling someone's name, Martin or yours, it's always fun, and just try to enjoy it as much as possible. So
Perhaps make it heroic's high.
yeah.
Any last words for our viewers?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the support to all you who's supporting Heroic. We hope that we can share the experience of lifting a trophy together with you guys, whether you'll be physically in the arena or watching from home. And make sure to get some fresh air, the weather is good, go out, get some sun. It's good for us gamers.
Yes.